right. Hey, yo, what's up? Or what's snacking, as I now like to say. um, what's going on, everybody? I'm here to do the daily boost for my community. My community is Love in Action Network, as you can maybe see here, either on the newsletter or um, I believe we have a podcast too. But if you're looking on the newsletter on YouTube, you can see our website here at lovedandlovable.org. Lovedandlovable.org. I encourage you guys to join our network because we do daily boost as well as other positive and mentally uplifting things within our community, and we are continuing to grow. It's happening pretty steadily, to be honest. Our growth, and I'm really liking the people that are coming in here with open minds and are just being open to talking to us, because I know community is kind of hard to find. Um, Especially ones that can coexist with each other. All the members can coexist with each other. It's hard to find. um I don't want to say mentally mature, because everyone can be mentally mature. It comes down to a choice, but everyone just believes that everyone here within Love and Action Network believes that they are loved and lovable, and that is our mission: to encourage, empower, and equip each other with the tools to know that we're loved and lovable. One, but also two, that we can do whatever we want to put our minds to. We can also drag ourselves out of these, dark, negative places of thought and everything. We don't care about, the God you may or may not believe in. Like I said, the main message of everything is that you are loved and lovable, that everyone is loved and lovable. And that is the message we want to spread. As you can see, I'm kind of wearing a shirt right now. It's a gray shirt, it says peace. It's a pretty nice shirt. But before I go into the daily boost a little bit more and explain what it is, I just wanted to call for a real quick ceasefire, to be honest. Please call for a ceasefire in your hearts, as well as a ceasefire within Palestine. Over 40,000 people have lost their lives in this whole ordeal. And I don't really know much about the whole thing that's going on in Palestine, but what I do know is that apathy has become commonplace and empathy has taken a back seat. And I personally see a problem with that. I don't know if anyone else does, but that's okay if you don't. I respect everybody's opinion. And it's always good to have people come together with different opinions, because one, that's how you learn. And two, I mean, you grow in information, whether it's good information or bad information, true information or not. You're exchanging information, which can be, further elaborated on. But anyway, please call for a ceasefire in your hearts, as well as the ceasefire in Palestine, because innocent women and children have lost their lives in a terrible way. And I do this for the people who can't, who don't really have a choice, because I've been at a low point in my life for a long time, at least mentally, and I'm just now coming out of that. So I just want everyone to know that, at least all the people that I can hopefully, touch with my words, it's not, you deserve happiness. You deserve happiness, and you may feel it, you may feel hopeless, but your life is in your control. Your life is in your control. It might not feel like it. People might convince you otherwise, but your life is absolutely within your control. There are situations where it's not. Absolutely, there's situations where it's not. But this is exactly why I'm doing it, and it's for those people who don't have a chance, well, who don't have the opportunity to have that choice, much like the people who've lost their life in Palestine. And my ancestors, Martin Luther King said it best: injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. But when it comes to us and our mental health, we just need to take care of it more. But to get into the daily boost, I'm sorry I went on a little rambling rant there. To get further into our daily boost, our source materials are the 7 day chakra challenge, which is, we talk about the seven chakras from Sunday to Saturday. And Sunday starts with the root chakra. Monday is the sacral chakra. Tuesday is the solar plexus chakra. Um, Wednesdays are the heart chakra. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think about who hosts them, but I don't need to do that right now. And then Thursday is the throat chakra, which is today. Friday is the third eye chakra, and Saturday ends with the crown chakra. So we will be focusing on the throat chakra, and the affirmation of today is I speak, as well as our other source for the daily boost is 52 weeks of conscious contact by Melody Beatty. I repeat, 52 weeks of conscious contact by Melody Beatty. She's a great source, and we appreciate her words of wisdom and encouragement. Another book I recommend that everyone pay attention to is No Bad Parts by Richard C. Schwartz. I highly recommend you guys check that out. It talks about how, the negative parts of us that we tend to hide or conceal are not necessarily, as the book says, bad parts. Um, so, yeah, we'll go ahead and get into 7 day chakras, and I will tell you a little bit about the throat chakra. The throat chakra is considered the first of the spiritual chakras and has much to do with our true nature, authentic voice, where faith and understanding combine. When the throat chakra is out of harmony, we have difficulty speaking our truth or expressing ourselves, feel silence and judge for what we say, feel out of alignment with who we are, and feel out of touch with our will to live. When the throat chakra is in harmony, our will to live is strong and we are able to follow our dreams. We speak our truth where we say what we mean and mean what we say. We express ourselves easily, creatively, and authentically, listen to our inner voice, and have a balance between silence and speech. The location of the throat chakra is at the base of the neck, at the hollow point of the collarbone, about right here. If you can see me on video, it's about right there on your body. The color of today, if you can find anything around you that resonates with you, or that you can see, if you're driving, please keep your eyes forward on the road. But if you see anything light blue, I guess you consider the sky light blue, so I mean that counts. But please look forward on the road. If you're driving, or if you were busy and you can't, the color for the throat chakra is considered to be light blue. um the element of the throat chakra is, who would have guessed it? Sound. Sound is the element of the third eye chakra. Throat chakra. I keep wanting to say third eye chakra. Throat chakra. Third eye chakra is tomorrow, y'all. That's Friday. I also host that. Third eye chakra is tomorrow. The affirmation of the throat chakra, which is today, guys. I speak. The affirmation of today is I speak. The glands that are related to the throat chakra are the thyroid and the parathyroid. To get a little bit more in depth and, I guess, scientific with you guys, especially those who aren't really into the chakra system, or you just have a hard time relating the chakra system to other things, because much like the rest of the systems of your body, the chakra system, one part of it also has to deal with more than just that area of your body and is connected to a lot more. The glands, if you didn't know, like the parathyroid and thyroid, are within the endocrine system, or endocrine system, as it is called within your body. The endocrine system releases and creates hormones. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I lost my place. The endocrine system creates and releases hormones to maintain countless bodily functions. You have more than 50 hormones, and they affect nearly all aspects of your health, directly or indirectly. Examples would include metabolism, homeostasis, growth and development, sexual function, reproduction, your sleep wake cycle, and mood. The thyroid gland is butterfly shaped and is located at the front of your neck. It helps control your metabolism, which converts food and drink into energy. The parathyroid are four pea-sized glands that are typically behind your thyroid. Um, The hormone it releases controls the level of calcium in your blood, which calcium is pretty important if you didn't know. Calcium helps your nerves work, help your muscles contract so you can move, and helps your blood clot. Helps your blood clot and helps your heart work properly. I almost missed that. And helps your heart work properly. So yeah, that was a little bit about the thyroid glands and how they are connected to the throat chakra. Um, some other physical body parts that are connected through the throat chakra are, as you'd probably guess it, throat, trachea, neck vertebrae, mouth, teeth and gums, esophagus, hypothalamus, shoulders, arms, and hands. Yes, even your hands have to do with the throat chakra because you can speak, with your hands, sign language or body language. Body language. The life lesson of the throat chakra is to speak and receive truth. It is to speak and receive truth. Physical dysfunctions that have to do with the throat chakra include, but are not limited to, raspy or sore throat, mouth ulcers, gum difficulties, TMJ, stiff neck, scoliosis, swollen glands, and thyroid problems. Mental/emotional issues that have to do with that have to relate to that relate to the throat chakra are, but are not limited to, strength of will, personal expression, following one's dreams, using personal power to create, choice and capacity to make decisions, addiction, judgment, criticism, and faith. Possible causes of energy blocks include difficulty in expressing oneself, withholding or swallowing words, and suppressing creative talents. Do not suppress your creative talents. I know we kind of put creativity in a box and think it's only um, artistic, as in, you either you draw, you animate, make sculptures, build things, like maybe some of you might not even consider construction art or creative, but it is. Creative has to do with more than, you know, just these art concepts that you think are just more commonplace, like, sculpting and things like that. um Sports can be considered an art, like gymnastics, such things like that. Even football could be considered an art. There's a lot of art that goes into football and stuff like that, so don't just limit to your creativity in a box. Please do not do so. Please do not do so. um Okay, I just wanted to double check, make sure everything was all right. The crystals that are related to the throat chakra are include, but are not limited to. I'm sorry, I always have to say that because I want to make sure that you guys know it's not limited to this knowledge. It's very important to me. The crystals include, but are not limited to, turquoise, blue kyanite, aquamarine, celestite, iolite, sodalite, and lapis lazuli. I am a crystal person, by the way, so I do enjoy my crystals. I cannot tell a lie. I cannot tell a lie. I do love my crystals. Kitty Burger loves the crystals too. Oh yeah, I didn't introduce my co-host, my wonderful co-host, Kitty Burger. He's been with me for a little bit now. He's a new addition to the family, and he's been helping me, with content and everything. So I really appreciate him. I really appreciate you, Kitty Burger. I hope you know that. Um, he did kick my other cat out, Loki. He did kick my other cat out because he was like, "Yeah, the sun's getting into my eyes right now. We gotta focus on the daily boost." So yeah, the cat got kicked out and we closed the window over there. But Loki will be back right after. So now we will get into the reading 52 Weeks of Conscious Contact by Melody Beatty. I'm sorry, Beatty. So that's Attie, Melody Beatty. And it's week 12. It is week 12 for us on the Daily Boost. And the theme for week 12 is an open mind. The theme for week 12 is an open mind. Um, every day there's a different focus. So day one, which is you all, well, you might not know. Day one is the root chakra, and for that day one, we have a value. Every day one, we have a value. Every day two, there's an application. Every day three, there's a challenge. Every day four, there's an inventory focus. And today we have an action. And I get the shortest blurb. I usually always get the shortest blurbs out of Melody Beatty. She always shorts me when it comes to information, but she never shorts me when it comes to the value of that information, which I really do appreciate. Melody Beatty, she comes for the note. She comes for the note. She comes for the neck. I wanted to say throat and neck, and then it combined into note. That was funny. That was funny. Maybe I should call it note. It also goes into music too. Throat, neck, note. Ooh, we're gonna combine that. That might be on a t-shirt. Go for the note. The throat, the neck, go for the note. I like it. So today's reading by Melody Beatty is day 5. And today's focus is an action, but is the the excerpt, as you can probably see or not, is 3 words. It is a 3-word sentence. That's all I get from Melly B today. That's all I get. Like I said, she usually shorts me when it comes to the amount of information compared to everybody else's blurs and excerpts in the book, but she never shorts you on value. She keeps it short and simple, much like I do with my after reading talk. Or well, sometimes I keep it super, sometimes I run off. It happens, but she's keeping it very simple today. All she said was 3 words: see for yourself. That's it. See for yourself. And it's funny because it's almost like she knew what I was talking about. I didn't even look in the book to see what we were going to be talking about, but it kind of relates to that. It might relate completely, but I just remember I wrote all this stuff down at work, and I was like, this is kind of what I want to talk about a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to talk as in depth about it as I did at work inside my head, but we'll see. But see it for yourself. I guess technically I saw today for myself on Monday when I was writing all this stuff down. You gotta be able to see for yourself, whatever that may be, whatever that means to you. See for yourself. You want that. You want that job. You want to graduate. You want to do anything in life. You want to pass that driver's test. You want to, I think I already said, get that new job. You want to get that promotion. Promotions are kind of they're iffy depending on who you're working for, two, how long you're staying. You might not even have to worry about promotion, things like that, and people like to gatekeep things like that. So we're not gonna say that. It, we're not gonna say that. We're not gonna say that. Whatever you do in life, you got to be able to see it for yourself, but you also have to seeing it for yourself doesn't mean just seeing it. You understand? Just because you see it doesn't it's one of the most important parts. It is one of the most important part. It is one of the most important parts. Just seeing it is powerful enough. Just seeing it is powerful enough. But you also have to put the work into your routine. I feel like I talk about this a lot. Routines. Your routine is so important because if your routine doesn't match what you see for yourself, it's not gonna work out. Um, let's say you want to become a doctor. You want to become a doctor. You know how many years them dudes got to be in school. You want to become a doctor, but you hate studying. How are you going to become a doctor if you hate studying? How are you going to become a doctor if you hate studying? If you have, your pride and or integrity, you are going to want to do the best job for people. Like that's the whole point. You became a doctor. You want to become a doctor, right? You want to become a doctor. So one, you got to see it for yourself, but seeing it for yourself means you got to see the work you put in to get there too. You have to see the work that you put in to get to where you want to go. And that starts with your routine. If you're not studying, if you're not, if in your free time you're not looking up, I don't know, like techniques or something, or like, media on, doctors, you're not, absorbing terminology, you're not keeping up to date with the latest stuff, because the thing about being a doctor is your work is never done. You're always learning more and more and more. Much like life in general, the learning is never done. Learning is never done. You are never done learning in life. Never. Not once can you say, I've learned everything I need to learn. No, it's not true. It's not true. Maybe you learned everything you need to learn to do your job, but you didn't learn everything you need to know to, in life. There's always something that is useful for you to learn, that you could learn. You just choose not to. And that's okay. You can absolutely choose not to, but don't say there's nothing left for you to learn. That's just a choice that, you made. You don't want to learn anything else. But like I said, if your routine doesn't match what you want, it's not gonna work out. And then people fall into the trap where they start blaming other people, or blaming this and that, blame teachers, blame this or that. But it's like, if your routine if your routine doesn't match what you want, if you're not doing the studying and the work, if you're busy partying with your friends, if you're busy, doing too much social time, because it's all, don't get it twisted. It's always good to take time for yourself. I always recommend taking time for yourself and taking like mental care, emotional and mental care of yourself. Absolutely do that. But you got to understand, you got to put in the work too. So you can't be lazy about it either. Some days it's okay to be lazy, but you can't be lazy, a whole month out of the year, pretty much. We'll call it that, because some of us are get quote unquote lazy over a month of time during the whole year, and then we wonder, why. It's because for some reason we think time is waiting for us and time is on our side. Time is not on your side. It is absolutely okay to be patient with things and wait, but eventually you got to stop waiting and you got to go get it. Patience and waiting is different. Waiting is stationary. Patience is active. Patience is active. Waiting is not. There's a difference between patience and waiting. If you're waiting, you're going to keep waiting. If you're being patient, that means you're moving constantly. You're moving towards something while waiting. It's active. Patience is waiting and action. Waiting is just waiting. You're stationary. You're immobile. Don't just wait. See it for yourself. If you don't see it for yourself, you're waiting. You're waiting. And a lot of people, don't want to take shots on themselves or take a chance, because that was much like me. Like, I was scared to take shots because I'm afraid of failure, and I was afraid of wasting my time trying to keep doing these things and they not work out. You will know if you're wasting your time before you even start, and that's the gag about it all. You know before you even start something if you're wasting your time, because if you don't have the motivation, you don't have the passion to start something, you're not going to finish it. You're not. And you know good and well if you're going to finish it or not, and how much work you want to put into it. Because when you choose to do it, you're going to choose to do it. Everyone makes mistakes, but you got to decide. You're the only one that can decide what you want in your life and what you want to do with your life. Nobody else can tell you that. They can try, but nobody else can tell you that. Find something outside of maybe your goal or your dream or your job, even, that makes you happy. And that will help stabilize you. That will help stabilize you. But I digress. I'm going to get into this action by Melody Beatty because that is a little bit longer, and I appreciate her for it, because she just gave me see for yourself and said freestyle. Give me a freestyle, and I'm like, all right, I'll give you a freestyle, Melody. I got you. I give you a freestyle. But I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what I got to talk about after I read the focus of today, which is action. Before you get out of bed in the morning, try to put all your ideas you have about that day out of your mind. Before you get out of bed in the morning, try to put all ideas you have about that day out of your mind. All the ideas, positive or negative. Try to put all ideas you have about that day out of your mind before you get out of bed in the morning. Before the day that you're having right now, when you woke up, you should have put all the ideas you have about that day out of your mind. Then make a deliberate decision to stay open to all the possibilities, open to all the possibilities. Is a deliberate decision to be open to all the possibilities. That means being open to the negative too. Because I know, I know there's some people right now, and I mean, it's just a guarantee that there's people right now that are, have problems going through their day to day. They don't really like the job that they're working, and I've been there. I kind of still am, but I mean, not as much because I have something to look forward to in April, hopefully. Well, no, I do because I have that job. I'm absolutely certain I have that job, but um, stay open to all the possibilities, negative or positive. Stay open to all of them. Cultivate an attitude of curiosity. Oh, that's a sentence. Okay, cultivate an attitude of curiosity. Almost like, your childlike self, as a child, we were always curious about everything. We might feel sad. The thing about kids is you're usually sad, like, for good. If something happens to you, like, you get in trouble, you get a whooping or something like that, you're usually out of it for maybe like hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe even three. But, as a kid, you find a way, whether it's in your mind or not, to get away from that emotion, at least for the time being, and, have a different emotion, come out of that and like try to come back towards happiness, especially depending on the environment you're in. I know some kids don't really have a choice, so, but this is bringing out your childlike curiosity. Every child has a childlike curiosity and just innocence to them. So, if you are running into a series of events where assumptions have gotten you into trouble, wow, she really knows what I was going to talk about. That's crazy. Or maybe I just knew what she was going to talk about. Maybe we just read each other's minds. If you are running into a series of events where assumptions have gotten you into trouble, you may want to slow down and put extra effort into checking things out. If you are running into a series of events where assumptions have gotten you into trouble, you may want to slow down and put extra effort into checking things out. You might want to slow down. You know what they say about assumptions, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Remember that when in doubt, it's okay to ask. She knows exactly what I was going to talk about. Remember that when in doubt, it's okay to ask. As kids, once again, that childlike innocence, we were used to asking questions. Why is this way? Why you run into that kid that always asks why this, why that, why this, why that. Your pets always ask why, why. Kitty Burger. Nah, Kitty Burger doesn't ask why too much. He just kind of he Kitty Burger knows a lot more than me. So, but it's okay to ask why or ask. It's just okay to ask. It's okay to ask. Whatever that question may be. Why, how, it's okay to ask. It's okay. For some reason nowadays, because of, I feel like the whole apathy thing, I feel like it's a whole epidemic of apathy. Um, but because of the whole epidemic of apathy, I feel like no one asks questions anymore when they are, doubtful about information. Instead, they just take it in and just say, okay. They either say okay or whatever. I don't care. Because it doesn't have anything to do with them and the life that they're living, whether it be miserable or okay or above standard or just fantastic. People have stopped showing empathy. They really have. And that kind of goes into what I was going to talk about. Um, what I want you guys to do more, or at least try to do more, I want everybody to do this. Try to speak. positively about yourself. And not just yourself, your neighbor. What I mean by your neighbor, this is kind of getting kind of biblical, right? I don't mean it to be that way. Like I said, we don't care about the God you may or may not serve, may or may not believe in, the universe you may or may not serve or may not believe in. This applies to every human being all the same. Speak positively about yourself and your neighbor. Show empathy. There's been too much of an epidemic of apathy has become commonplace. And I don't know why apathy has become more commonplace than empathy. If you don't know what apathy is, I'm just going to ask you to please look it up because it's important that you know and aren't just hearing it from me. I want you to know what apathy means. So even look it up right now if you need to. Look up what apathy means. Just know that it's the opposite of empathy. We'll just put it that way. It's the opposite of empathy, but look up what it means. Um, Speak positively about yourself and your neighbor. Your neighbor is the person next to you. I mean, that's as easy as I can say. What do you mean the person next to me? The person next to you is everybody. Your neighbor is everybody. Your neighbor is everybody. Anybody who, walks by you, runs into contact with you, or doesn't walk into contact with you, try to treat them with respect. All humans deserve respect. Even if they get on your nerves, even if they don't agree with what you have to say, even if they quote unquote hate you, which again, like I said, you shouldn't hate anybody because if you love yourself, there's no reason to hate anybody else. There really isn't. It's about being honest, open, and willing with yourself as well as others. It's in the how. Honest, open, willing. We nowadays it's just it's not exactly me, but it's like why should I bother helping this person out? When whether one I can't help myself or which is understandable again, like if you can't help yourself, don't just give to somebody else. You can't give what you don't have. But some people like to act like they can give what they can't have. That's why I say some of these things. You can't give what you don't have. What do I mean? If you hate yourself, you can't give somebody else love. And you may think you love yourself, but it might be something a little bit deeper. Not exactly that. Um, when you hate yourself, you can't possibly show another person the affection that either one they deserve or two that you want to give them. You just can't. You can't do it. You can't give somebody something that you don't have. You can't give somebody discipline if you do not have discipline. You can't teach somebody about discipline if you don't have it yourself. You can try, but sooner or later it's gonna come out that you're a hypocrite if you don't have that. And it always happens. You try to teach somebody something and then they see you maybe have a bad day and it's like, why? Everybody has bad days and it is very hard to be happy every day. It's not realistic to be happy every day, but give yourself the tools and the chance to look at your day differently. It is okay to have bad days. It is okay to feel drained. It's okay to feel like that you're not doing enough, but you just have to have the awareness and the wherewithal to be better. It's okay to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. It's okay. As long as you see it for yourself where you're going, you're going to be fine because you see it for yourself. You can see the steps you need to take to get there, or you can begin to see the steps that it takes to get there. Hey, Dr. Flo, you are loved and lovable as well. You are loved and lovable as well. Hey, well, while we're taking a break here, while we're taking a small break to say that everyone, you are loved and lovable as well as me, please join our network. I think I said it in the beginning, but please join our network, our VIP membership, which is for free. Our VIP membership is free, guys. It's free. It connects us to an app called Halo, where you can see all of our events and everything. I'll pull it up real quick. You can see all of our events and everything. You can see me. I edited Kitty Burger for tomorrow's boost and today's. Um, we have free 99, Dr. Flo, free 99. We have a late night check-in tonight as well. So we'll be doing a late night check-in tonight. There's a lot of events that are on the site that aren't on this Halo. I won't say a lot, but there's going to be a lot soon that are not on this Halo. Much like tomorrow, we're having a game night after Waiting to Exhale, which Waiting to Exhale is hosted by Poppy Water 33 at Poppy Water 33. That's PAPI 33. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the WADA. That's PAPIWATA 33. I forgot the WADA. It's Poppy WADA 33. And then also co-hosted as well by Starlight Mystic. That's Starlight, then underscore Mystic. Starlight is one word. Starlight, and then underscore Mystic on TikTok. They used to be on the X Spaces, aka Twitter, but now it is on TikTok. But where was the thread? I, I love that I met Dr. Flo because now I'm like, where's the thread? He always says that. Where was the thread at? And that's such an accurate term for when you lose something. It's just like you have a balloon and then you let go. You're like, where's the thread? But we have, like I was saying, we have a game night after Waiting to Exhale. We'll be playing Scriblio specifically, and game nights and things like that just kind of pop up from Friday to Friday. Sometimes we have them. Most weeks we have them, especially when we have a lot of interest in having them. But they usually always happen. If not, sometimes they don't happen. It's okay. But we usually have other, like, events that are within the community that connects us to each other. If you want to get to know us better, which is great. If you guys want to know me better, know Dr. Flo better, who is our CEO, you can find him at Andre and the Flow. Um, just join our free VIP membership on Halo. You can find it here at loveandloveblood.org. At the top of the screen, it says join our free VIP membership, or you can just click this membership red button down here next to welcome to our network, and it will take you to this join our membership screen. And then if you click on here, this will take you to your our Halo, to where you can add your email and create an account really fast, and then be connected to all of our push notifications, everything about all the events that we're doing that aren't exactly all on the site, but might just be they're more personal events. We'll just say that they're more personal events that connects you to us if you just really want to know what we're about, and just to figure out if we're all smoke and mirrors. Some people think we're, for some reason, a cult. If you want to find out, I'd say just join us. If you want to find out, join us. You can make all the assumptions you want, like we were talking about today. Assumptions. What do they do? Ask more questions. Ask more questions instead of assuming things. Which I'll be talking a little bit more here after I do this little spiel. But you can join our memberships. You can also join our Telegram if you feel so inclined to. You can join our broadcast channel. How about that? They're 24/7 live updates broadcast channel. You don't even have to type if you want to. You can just be a part of the network, as in you can see when events are popped up, and you'll see all the events, like when we're going live. We'll post all that stuff. All members of Love and Action Network kind of, well, I won't say all, but most of the lead staff, I guess I say, or the staff that is on the members page. Where is it? The members page. That is, our community, on the our community page. Everyone there pretty much live streams or shows their face at some point within the community. So if you want to check out more about us, you can check out our team tab over here and find out more about us. But yeah, I definitely recommend you guys join our VIP membership. But back to semi preaching to you guys. Take a step back to semi preaching to you guys. Um, Apathy has become commonplace, and I'm absolutely not about it. I'm absolutely not about it. I feel like everyone should show more people empathy, which has been lost nowadays, and that's okay. So the keys. I'm pretty sure. Well, they're in my pocket, so she she couldn't wait. She had to go now. I'm sorry. I had to give her the keys. No, you're fine. You're fine. Back to what I was talking about. You can only control what you say and how you react, not others. You can only control what you say and how you react. You can't control how other people react or what they say. Control what you can control. Um, don't let other people's energy or their emotions affect you as much as um, your own energy and emotion affects you. Nobody, as much as we like to say somebody made me do something or somebody made me feel some way, we made our you always make yourself feel that way. Because like I said, you can't control other people's reactions, but you can control how you react. Um, I mean, let's use a strong example. Let's use a strong example. A strong example for black people: the N word. White person use the N word towards you. You're probably going to get pretty heated and or upset about that, right? And for good reason. But there's a better solution to that problem, and that's either to one, just walk away. Two, like I said, there's no reason to hate somebody else. Everyone grows up with different knowledge available to them and different, they learn, everyone chooses to learn different lessons from different problems. For example, let's say, let's take, the whole phrase, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't let it drink. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't let it drink. But you can't make it drink. I'm sorry. You can't make it drink. What do you learn from that statement? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. What do you learn from that statement? Did you learn that, you know, equestrians or horses are, difficult? Is that what you learned from that sentence? That equestrians are difficult? Did you learn from that sentence that you probably, you know, shouldn't attempt to lead a horse to water because like you can't make it drink? I can't make it drink, so why would I lead it to water? Is that what you chose to learn from that sentence? Why bother learning? I mean, why bother trying to, lead a horse to water? Did you learn from the sentence that you have to be patient or sometimes not even patient? You can take the horse to the water, but it may not drink from it because it has that choice. It has that choice. And did you learn that that's not a direct reflection of you as a handler and keeper? Did you learn that leading the horse to water and it not drinking does not have a direct reflection of you? Because if you do, there's no reason to get upset at the horse. Why are you upset at the horse for not drinking? Maybe it's not thirsty. Maybe it is thirsty and just doesn't want to drink while you're watching. Maybe, who knows what that horse really wants? If it doesn't communicate its needs to you, how would you know? Why? How would it be your fault? You don't know its needs. Now, realistically, we all know what a horse's needs are. It needs food, water. That's it's any kind of animal. Dr. Flo says scared, scaredy horse. That's a scary horse. It is. It is a horse. Drink the water. Drink the water. Drinking the water is joining our membership, by the way. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. But I would enjoy if you drink from that water because we will try to fill your cup to the best of our abilities. Like I said, our job, our mission that we put upon ourselves to encourage, empower, and equip you guys with the tools to get through one every day, this everyday life, because it doesn't get easier. But two, to know that you are loved and lovable, and we truly mean that from the bottom of our hearts. We do. You can control what others say and how you can only control what you say and how you react, not others. So don't take it personally. Don't take everything that everyone says to you personally, because remember, everyone kind of lives in these small circles themselves. They only see the life around them for the most part. So some of these people grow up with different information, and that's okay to have different information. It is okay for people that are different than you to have different opinions. It doesn't mean you have to dislike them. It doesn't mean that you can't get along because of these different opinions. The whole political system, with Democrats and Republicans, I'm pretty sure in the Constitution it says one nation, but we separated at some point. Does anybody ever thinking about that? Does everyone ever think about that? The system has gotten separated when we're supposed to be one nation. You ever think that was on purpose? It may have not been on purpose. No, it had to have been on purpose, really. On purpose in the way of they were trying to, establish this democracy, quote unquote, to make people feel like they have a choice. So they split it up into two parties. What really it is that they're just created a reason for people to just be mad at each other for being a part of one party, which doesn't make sense. If anything, you should just be mad at people in general. Now we have people saying, oh, Democrats are stupid. Oh, Republicans are stupid. Who cares? You're both stupid because you've bought into the crap that you're both different when you're both the same. Just because this party has these views specifically about this doesn't mean that some of you that are Democrats also have Republican type views and agree with some of the things Republicans are saying. Same reason why Republicans don't have the same exact views. That it's not black. You guys have made it black and white. You guys have made it seem black and white because it's Republican versus Democrat. It is not black and white. You all know that it's gray. So why in the world have we decided to settle for a Democrat versus Republican and then buy into the, okay, you're dumb because you're a Republican or you're dumb because you're a Democrat, when it's all stupid and smoke and mirrors pretty much? The nation, the Constitution literally said one nation. One nation. No part of the United States feels united, especially now. United how? Everything is split and separate. It's been that way for a long time. But for some reason, people will fly that flag and tell you otherwise. When there's proof on the news, there's proof in your day to day, there's proof in what those same people that are flying those flags are saying. Republicans are this, Democrats are that. Who cares? Both parties are stupid because they can't realize that they're both the same thing. They're both the same side. They're both different sides of the same coin. The same coin, but it's not even different sides. It's the same coin. It's both heads. When you flip the coin, it's heads on both sides. That's how ridiculous politics is. When you flip the coin, it's heads on both sides. But anyway, enough of my political rant because I hate talking about political stuff because to me it's just all stupid. It doesn't make sense from the get go. Like I said. If you want positive change, don't focus on negative opinion. Do not waste your energy on hate. Instead, focus your energy inwards. The positive change begins with you and your voice. Change is active. Change is active and does not wait. I told you there's a difference between waiting and being patient. All the people that have made change in history, they did not wait for the next generation. They did not wait for somebody else to lead the way. They did not wait. They made it happen. All the people in history, whether it been positive change or negative change, didn't wait. They made it happen. And a lot of us are sitting here waiting and blaming others for why something hasn't happened for us or why we haven't been able to get somewhere we want to get to, when it's on us to begin with. And it's for us to believe, nobody else. Don't do anything for anyone else. Do it for you. I don't care if you have a significant other. I don't care if you're married. I don't care what it is. Love yourself more than anyone. Because if you love yourself more than anyone, you can spread that love to other people. You may love somebody else, enough to put your life on the line for them. But that has to be because you love yourself enough that that's the integrity that you put on the table. It isn't just some sacrificial act. It's to protect that person. Don't be a sacrifice for somebody. Be a protector for somebody. If you love them that much. Don't treat yourself as a scapegoat. As I was saying before, Martin Luther King said it best. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Once again, call for I can't even say it. Call for a ceasefire within your own hearts and call for a ceasefire within Palestine. Because if you believe that, it's just amazing to me that 40,000 people can disappear and nobody will bat an eye because it didn't happen to them. But let that be let that be your family, your child, your mother, your sister, your brother. I bet you'll care then. And that's the problem. We don't care until it has to do with something with us, but injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Black people have forgotten Martha King's, freeing words. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And I feel like people of color have really forgotten that. And I think it's amazing that I don't see more people of color calling for a ceasefire, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe. I doubt it though. I doubt it though. Stop convincing yourself. Stop convincing yourself that you can't. Start saying you will. Then go make it happen. I've already kind of alluded to that earlier. Stop convincing yourself that you can't. Start saying you will. Then go make it happen. Why do we tend to, as humans, convince ourselves that we can't do something? I remember I used to think everything was hard. Everything I started for the first time, everything that, I've tried to do in my life, I've thought it was hard. And then I learn it, and then it's almost like, it's almost like just breathing for me. And then, but when I make a mistake, I fall back into the trap that, oh no, this is hard. This isn't easy. I need to get back into perspective that, I'm not as smart as I think I am because I made this mistake. Just because you make a mistake doesn't mean that the job you had, it isn't, you can't learn it and it's not easy. I feel like we don't want to say it's easy because when we make mistakes on something easy, then we feel, terrible about it. Then we feel, less than, we feel less. We feel our worth is low. Just because something is easy and you fail to do it doesn't mean you are worth any less. Maybe I've thought that every job I've ever tried was hard when I first did it. And that's what everybody believes. A majority of people that try something the first time don't get it right the first time. Why have we forgotten that? We've been taught a lot of lessons as kids that we've just forgotten as adults, and it's really amazing to me. And that's because of, the environment around schools and stuff, whether that be with the students, your relationship with other students and stuff, your relationship with other humans. They make you believe that, you're worthless because, or you are less than you are. And that's because everybody in school, or most students, they want to feel special in some type of way. They don't want to feel alienated. They just want to fit in, things like that. They want to feel better about themselves and their lives. Like, there's all kinds of reasons why people do these things, but it all starts at an early age. It really does. So for us to just forget these things because at an early age we feel, there's traumas or like, things happen to us, they go out the window. And, stop convincing yourself that you can't and start saying you will and then go make it happen. Routine, guys, it's got to match what you want to do in life or it's not going to work. It's not. All right, last thing. I told you we're going to come back to this. Stop making assumptions. Start asking questions and or communicating. Stop making assumptions, ask questions, and start communicating. Ask questions and communicate. I tell y'all, the equation of love, man. The equation of love for me has been and always will be communication, acceptance. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten it. Isn't that all right? I said always has been, always will be. And then I blanked on it. Acceptance plus communication plus y'all. I've forgotten my own equation. That's what happens when the math don't be mathing all the time and you just be you try to experiment with things. You start putting it on the blackboard and start trying to put other things in. It's just oh no, what is my equation? Acceptance plus communication. It's something else. It's something before that. I say something else before acceptance. Patience. And that's what I just displayed trying to get to it. That's what I displayed just trying to get to it. Because usually I'd get upset and just forget it and say, forget it. I'm done with it. We're going to move on. Patience. Patience plus acceptance plus communication equals love. Patience plus acceptance plus communication. That's the equation of love for me. That's the equation of love for me. Patience is the hardest thing for humans. No, patience is the second hardest thing for humans. Communication is the first. Communication is the absolute hardest thing for humans to do. Communicate about their feelings, man or woman. Communicate about their true feelings, communicate how they truly feel, communicate how, communicate their vulnerabilities. I used to call them weaknesses. I don't want to call them weaknesses anymore because you don't humans. Well, a weakness is, I'd say, like, like well, life is a battle. I just don't like to use the word weaknesses. Like to use the word vulnerability. I like to use the word vulnerability because as humans, I mean, we're just naturally vulnerable. We have flesh, we have skin, we have blood, we have, we're just naturally vulnerable. We're not, armored up to the teeth naturally. We've always had to protect ourselves, um, whether that be physically, mentally, or emotionally. So when it comes to love and, like, loving other people, it starts with patience, acceptance, and communication. You can love somebody else other than your significant other and show patience, acceptance, and communication. It's very, very important that you understand those three words are so important when it comes to love, at least for me. Patience, acceptance, and communication. If you need to look up all three words individually, go ahead, but it is so important that you exercise all three of them because acceptance is, I think it's tied with patience when it comes to the second hardest thing for humans to do, because the first thing has always been communication. Nobody wants to communicate their weaknesses. Nobody wants to communicate, I said weaknesses again. I'm sorry. Uh, their vulnerabilities. Nobody wants to communicate their vulnerabilities, their emotions, their wants, their desires, what some would consider their failures. Nobody wants to communicate those things with people because they're afraid of letting themselves be open. And then people, either spreading that information or, thinking less of them. And I'm here to tell you today that some people are just going to not like you for whatever reason. And that's why I tell you, if you love yourself, there's no reason to hate anybody else. That'll take literally at least 20% of that burden on your shoulder, not hating somebody else. Because then you're using that energy inward for yourself. Use that energy for yourself and not somebody else. Forget what other people think. Use that energy for you. Use that energy for you. Nobody else has the right, and you shouldn't give anybody else the right to command that much power that you're exuding energy to even hate them. And I know some of you'll sit there and say, I'm not using energy to hate them. I just don't want them anywhere near me. I just don't want, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to, to me, it's just like it's the same thing. Because if you just let that go and you can just, have a normal conversation, like, all right, hey, hope you're doing well. Like just saying, I hope you're doing well, instead of, get out of my face, or, I'm tired of talking to you, just being like, I hope you're doing well, you have a good one, and then walking away or something like that. That takes off so much pressure off you. And if you don't believe me, try it. Just try it. Try literally to just, stop worrying about somebody else and their happiness or their unhappiness and focus on yours. Watch how different your life feels and looks. Watch yourself just start to create, like, I'm telling you this because I'm literally starting to do this and things are starting to pop up for me. I've started with creating my own, football talk show with my co-host Tara Priolo, who you can find out more about on Instagram at Tara Priolo Studio. She also has a website, tarapriolo.com. tarapriolo.com. That's TARAPRIOLO.com. And we talk football all week long on Tuesdays. We go live at 7:45 Central Standard Time on YouTube, and then I upload the podcast to Spotify on early morning Wednesdays or like late after work on Wednesdays. My schedule is going to be changing soon, so we'll figure that out as we go. But um, I've just started to do a lot more things. You see me here on the Daily Boost, and I've started to stream video games. I've just started to do things that I thought I didn't have access to or couldn't even begin to do or had the skills to do. But I've joined this network and I've ended up just trying things. If you join the network at lovedandlovable.org and you have an idea or something that you're trying to do, we can try to get you the tools to do that. We can give you the platform to do it for sure. But you got to believe in yourself first and foremost. If you don't believe in yourself and your routine doesn't match what you want, it's going to be really hard to get there, and it's going to be hard for other people to believe in you. And take as much time as you need, the time to yourself to figure things like that out, but don't wait. Be patient. Remember, patient is active, waiting is stationary. Waiting is immobile. You're not going anywhere waiting. You are not going anywhere waiting. Um, I don't think I have anything else for today. I just really wanted to drill that into everybody. Just stop making assumptions. And I do mean that about everything. Like, we make assumptions about people all the time. You see their skin, you see their, how they walk, you see their, behavior outside of, yourself. And you just prejudge them. As a kid, once again, that's another thing. One of those things, like, as a kid, that you're taught, don't judge a book by its cover. But when you're an adult, you just forget all about that. So um it's you shouldn't forget about things like that. But when you're a kid growing up, you do sometimes your mind just goes to a bad place or negative place, and you start to forget about all the avenues and all the different possibilities there are in life other than the negative. And I definitely get that. I was there. I've been depressed for 20, what I consider 20 years. I'm 27 now. I'll be 28 late this year, but I've been depressed in a dark place for a long time, and that's because, what I realized is, it's because I wanted to be there, and it became comfortable. That dark place became my safe place. And you never want your dark places to become your safe place, because you will never grow, you will never progress, and you will always be that low. You will always be that low. It was when I decided that I wanted more for myself, that I was tired of feeling that low. I honestly got tired of feeling that low. And that's why you see me here today talking about the Daily Boost, talk about join Love in Action Network at lovedandlovable.org. Please believe me when I say you have all the tools. And if you don't, you can gain them here, or at least, from somebody else. You don't have to gain them from here. You really don't. But I hope, my words touch you, and you start to believe in yourself, because you are your biggest fan, your biggest supporter, and as well as your biggest critic. You really are. Um, I thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go by through the sponsors. I'm gonna try to go pretty quickly again. Um, at Andre in the Flow is better known as Dr. Flow. He's considered our CEO. He created this whole network and everything, and gathered people for it, including his man Poppy Water 33 and Starlight Mystic. You can find out more about also at starlightmysticbotanica.com. She holds a botanica as well as spiritual website for all you spiritualists out there who want spiritualist services. Um, Let me think. Andre in the Flow holds concerts. I believe like every day. Sometimes he'll just go up randomly and start rehearsing. What he calls the love experience. He calls it a revival as well. I've never been to a revival, so I don't really know much about them, but I'm kind of excited the way he explained it. But he just sings uplifting music, kind of like a lot of music that you'd probably hear in like church or like an uplifting setting. But he does sing a lot more than just gospel songs. So he's just a great singer. He's also a song coach along with Tara Priolo. We have a lot of coaching services on the site which you can check out. Um, let's see if I can get to there. Oops, that's not what we're looking for. I went too far back. Um, I'm like trying to look through the comments that I have on my screen and try to see. Loved and Lovable Academy. I was drawing a blank. So that's where you'll find life coaching, vocal, performance coaching, business coaching, spiritual coaching, dream coaching. We have all types of coaching and things like that, services. But we also, just host live events every now and then. Like I said, if you want to know more about our community, please join our VIP membership on Halo, and you can find out, all about that. You can join our newsletter, subscribe to our newsletter, and see all of the daily boosts from around Love in Action Network, because we all stream from either YouTube or somewhere else. So a couple other platforms, whether that be Dr. Flo on Mondays and Tuesdays, whether that be Tara Pariolo on Wednesdays and Saturdays, whether that's Waiting to Exhale, hosted by Poppy Water and Starlight Mystic on TikTok at on Sundays, and so on Sundays, I think they just host Sunday. They just host Sunday. And then me, a lot of Snacks 5. I host on Thursdays and Fridays. Please check us out. I'm sorry, I'm getting better with these outros, guys. I'm getting faster, I'm getting better. Once again, check out TaraParolo.com, my co-host for Late Night Sacks, where we talk football all year long on Tuesdays, live at 7:45 on YouTube, 7:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. And shout out to Melody Beatty, 52 Weeks of Conscious Contact. Shout out to No Bad Parts by Richard C. Schwartz. Shout out to at Sunflower Official, who's a part of our community, who does beauty tips and also, does makeup and cosmetic things such as that. At Beyond the Guru, who's better known as the Casual Coach, who is a part of our network that talks about, holds spaces for like spiritual healing or like religious healing. If you're interested in that, she's on TikTok under at Beyond the Guru. That's Guru as in Guru, Beyond the Guru. She is her tag name is, I believe, the Casual Coach on there. So check her out. But yeah, I really thank you guys for showing up and listening to me. I hope something resonated with you today and you could take something from today. Last but not least, my outro. Be humble, be honest. I'm sorry, I've messed up my intro completely, y'all. Be humble, be gosh, I'm messing up today, guys. Sorry, I gotta see if I can find it because sorry, I got it. I thought it was last. Apparently, it's second. I just thank you guys for being patient with me because I'm new to this and this whole streaming thing, and I'm always nervous coming up here, but I'm getting better at it day by day, and I really appreciate everyone, being patient with me, listening to my crazy self, and stumbling all over my words 24/7. And I really hope you caught something and something resonated with you because I am a chatterbox sometimes. Um, I honestly never thought I had a lot to talk about, and now I'm sitting here stuttering and mumbling all over the place. So I really appreciate it, and I love you all. Be humble, unapologetic, and true to you. Be humble, be unapologetic, and true to you. I truthfully mean that. I want you guys all to know, once again, you are all loved and lovable. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Please join our membership if you'd want to, get, I don't know if you want to talk to me at all, but my crazy self, but, talk to Dr. Flo, talk to any of us, connect with any of us, or you have, something to offer Love in Action Network, or something you want to start on Love in Action Network that you don't see already, or, just join to join and connect with us from time to time. But thank you. We are trying to change the world one day at a time. When I say change the world, I mean just to show them and let the world know that they are loved and lovable and that there's nothing wrong with them. Everybody can improve. Everybody can improve. Everybody. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here and listening to me, my crazy self. Thank you for letting Kitty Burger have your time as well. He really appreciates it. I really appreciate it even more. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow at same time, same place, 4 p.m. Central Time on YouTube at Lotta Snacks 5 on YouTube. And I hope I see some of you guys, maybe some new faces for game night. We're going to be playing Scriblio. We're going to be playing Scribio tomorrow. And then it'll be after Waiting to Exhale, which is a whole nother TikTok spaces by at StarlightMysticBotanica.com or Starlight Mystic underscore. Starlight underscore Mystic. I'm so sorry. Starlight underscore Mystic. Gosh. On TikTok and at PoppyWata33, who is another co-host for Waiting to Exhale on TikTok. PoppyWata33, PAPIWATA 33. And StarlightMysticBotanica.com. You can find her Instagram and TikTok on that website if that makes it easier. StarlightMysticBotanica.com. So yeah, that is all for me. I'm done rambling. I promise it's over. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow and in the next episode of The Daily Boost. Take care. You are loved and lovable. Bye-bye.